Yeah, I don't think you're really going to be able to stop an alpha from farming regardless. There is so much burst damage on this hero, and even if you try to invade against him, he already has an inbuilt passive that allows him to take a lot of fights on his own as well. So Indonesia knows that Al Puerto is probably going to be hitting level 4 around the same time as Vival, and that's what we're going to be seeing there as well.
Now, even though we have been hyping onto the Eve so many times, but unfortunately that also means that in the drafting stage, the ball was actually given over to the side of Philippines for them to potentially pick up that final pick to really counter against the entire draft of Indonesia. And that pretty much means that the Eve pick was actually countered by that final R5 pick of that Gatotkaca. One of the main problems that Eve would probably have because of the taunt. All forms of knockups and stuns does not stop Yeve's RWM, but forcing the Yeve to basic attack you makes that change, and such, Vivero has a very big role to play here.
But RWM is already out, and instantly the jump in from Vival and Fumi Echo. Fumi Echo gonna get caught out with Spear of Alpha, drops the Quicksand Guard, able to flicker away, still safe inside the RWM, and Vivian in backline, Flame Surge, once again connect. That's gonna be another kill now for Vival. Passive popped on the Morris, walking in the wrong direction as Vivian shows why her Cho is to be feared.
Right now, Indonesia gets themselves into the bubble.
The flicker away of the dragon! Al Puerto did not even see it coming!
Oh boy, Indonesia really setting the stage here for the grand finals game. Got themselves a total of 4 kills, stole the purple buff, went over to the turtle and take that away as well. And right off the bat, we are already looking at a crazy amount of lead right 3 minutes in. What we always want to see is the first 5 minutes in the laning phase at least get 500 gold per minute in terms of advantage if you want to get a good head start into the mid stages of the game, or rather the early game stage right after the lane phase.
Another wave, the dragon finds a Morris. IOG on 3 though. Here comes Al Puerto. Spear of Alpha comes out. RWM doing a lot of damage. That storm on 3 inside the kill box. Vivian still doing a lot. Able to dash away. Fumi Echo picks up 1. Unfortunately, they lost a lot of their burst with Vival going down. So it is going to be a jungle for jungle trade.
It's not that big of a deal. Oh no, Vivian! Never mind! Let her cook, man. Let her cook, guys. Don't mind that. Vivian is not gonna go down just that easily. Really, the Cho goddess, or rather Cho goddess of the Asian esports game. We definitely have our eyes on Vivian throughout the entire game. She's just creating so much space and opportunity for Indonesia to get that kind of nutty kills.
I'm so glad we get to see some of Vivian's Cho before the tournament ends here. It has been banned out or contested against her the entire series. The Philippines finally let it through once, and they're realizing that that's not something they should have done. Already a 2k goal lead for Indonesia 5 minutes in. Philippines are not too far behind yet, but with a draft like this, you would not expect them to have given so many kills so early.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Philippines, they are a composition that wants to play together as a team. So we'll just gotta have to let Philippines slowly get themselves out of the laning phase, and the game really only truly starts once the EXP laners are unlocked. In this case, it is definitely Vivero that will need some time to go online.
Glorious pathway onto Vival, not able to get the stun out as Vival's able to dash. Raging Sandstorm Flicker lands on 2. Includes Al Puerto. Bridget Glacier to deny though. Freezes Fumi Echo, but the RWM comes out and trapping Philippines, forcing them away from the turtle pit. Away at the dragon, finds Vivero trying to jump back in, and Indonesia are taking over the early game.
I think there needs to be a little bit of a trigger discipline from the side of Vivero. As much as you want to use your taunt as a mobility skill, but that is just way too much responsibility onto the Gatotkaca to use that as mobility. You really need to keep your eyes out over to the side of Cine, because 2 kills and 5 assists we need to start to identify this Yeef to be the potential problem, the potential threat. And once Cine actually picks up the glowing wand, there is in no way can you allow this RWM stay up for more than 3 seconds.
The fact that Glorious Pathway has to be used just to secure their purple buff. It is so early and Philippines is already losing control of their half of the jungle. Starlium Sight just completed on Shell. This Natan farming very well since there's just nothing stopping her.
Oh man, 6 minutes and 40 seconds into the game, Indonesia have already been able to break down all the T1s, and what's left is gonna be the T2, but that's not gonna be the main priority, let's be honest here. It's all about taking control of the jungle, and Indonesia, they want to go strong and heavy on the Philippines and get themselves a sandwich play.
Vivian actually shouldn't put law and order, that is insane right there. Fumi Echo still providing vision. Team Indonesia, they want to get this bot tier 2 concealed play being used. Philippines knows they're there, but they're just gonna scare them off, and a beautiful dash away. Amoris is his entire combo wasted, and now the RWM comes in on Diagon. The full follow-up. AOG lands on Fumi Echo, but the quick guard comes back out, so she's just able to heal up just fine. There is no punish here from the Philippines.
Philippines, they want to create a little bit more distance for themselves. As you can see, they absolutely respected the kill box coming in from City. They want that kind of space. But unfortunately, Diagon was the only one that got caught in pretty deeply. Oh no, Vivian!
Oh, Vivian finally gonna be punished. Flickered a bit incorrectly and got surrounded by all 4 members. Now the Glorious Pathway comes out. Flicker from Cine. Philippines, they know they cannot continue chasing this.
I think that is fine. A small little mistake from the side of Indonesia doesn't really quite take them out of the game just yet. We're looking at a good 6,000 goal lead in favor for Indonesia, and especially since it is 8 minutes and 60 seconds into the game, that would pretty much mean that they have got the Lotus available for them, as they did not try to go for the turtle.
I think Philippines has no choice but to try and macro things out a little bit. Lord now at 30%. Fumi Echo scouts out Diagon. Raging Sandstorm lands on top of him with the Glorious Pathway used. AOG missing as well. Vivian in the back line. Not able to find the kick needed, but already successful in zoning out Team Philippines. Perez just gonna try and do her best to get some swift push on the bottom half of the map as Vival gets the Lord very, very easily.
We're starting to see the priority of Philippines, and that they want to prioritize on escape as well as survivability. And this is definitely gonna be a little bit tough on them, because as compared, when it comes down to comparing the gold laners, Perez playing as the Irithel doesn't necessarily have got a very good late game. The mid game is definitely not bad. However, that is just the mid game spike versus the potential late game spike from the side of Chell, because her farm has just been so accelerated based on Indonesia's very, very strong front with that 8,000 gold lead.
This is a massive advantage for Indonesia, and looks like they're gonna be able to bait out the holy defenses already from the inhibitors as well. And the First Lord only just connected in. Philippines, do they have enough damage to even clear this up? Mid inhibitor just gone like that. Indonesia has so much farm that it doesn't even have enough defenses to hold against them. Glorious Pathway from Diagon to try and clear up this final minion away. Keep the top inhibitor alive.
So what Philippines gotta have to do at this point in time really is just kind of hold on down and make sure that they will be able to push the rest of Indonesia away, drag on the game super late, and kind of pull off game number 1, waiting for Indonesia to eventually make a mistake.
But is that really possible? This is such a massive advantage right now. We are looking at a 10k net worth advantage for Indonesia in 10.5 minutes. At this point, like, Shell has not been contested in terms of farm at all. You can see Vival doing so much damage to Diagon even with just that evil quelling. Perez jumping forward. Vivian trying to get the knockup. AOG gets the taunt actually on the Shell. Purify has to be used. RWM as well. Shell in bad position. Blaze's gonna connect, but they will lose from the taunt, and now Fumi Echo gonna be dropped down in backline as well. However, Cine is able to get that killing spree by trading 2 for 2.
So Philippines, they have shifted their focus. They want to go for the kill on the Chell, and it just so happened that Vivero found the AOG plus the taunt down on the Chell, and that was great, right? I believe that when at one point in time, Sydney actually didn't have got the RWM, but only right after the AOG happened that RWM came back just right in time. If not for the RWM, I think that Vivero might be able to get a score that kill and kind of catch that kill without even going down for the count. So there may be a little bit of timing error from the side of Philippines, as I believe that they were counting down the seconds as to how long Sini will have until the RWM is back online.
Yeah, if they're able to keep track of that timing, it would be really, really good. But Philippines being able to defend that and find 2 kills is already very, very worth it, especially since one of them is Shell of all people. This is the Tan who has been farming without interruption so far, finally encounters her first death. And that's because of the positioning mistake that Vivero was able to take advantage of. Despite all of this, Indonesia still has a very notable gold lead, and you can just see how effective they are at zoning out the Philippines from even getting anywhere close to the Lord Pit.
No way can Philippines even come close, unfortunately. So now with the Lord as given away to the side of Indonesia, Philippines have lost all of the inhibitors to the top lane and the middle lane. So what they gotta have to do is just play around the bottom lane and try to hope that the bottom lane don't go down. It's really gonna be very difficult, and it is definitely a tall order. But with their current composition, they actually have got pretty good wave clears on the side of Morris, on the side of Perez as well, especially when it comes down to the rain of arrows. I think that all of these given, they can do it. But it's more about the damage that Indonesia is able to dish out. As you saw just now, what a single third skill from Vivo dealt so much already.
Forest halfway comes out, Raging Astral Flickers, lands on tree, right into the RWM, into the knockdown. It is an absolute disaster for Philippines. Sydney will finally be shut down. It's killing spree for Alpuerto, but he himself is gonna lose his life, and the Lord is still alive as the entirety of the Filipino lineup is wiped out. And with one fell swoop, Indonesia will emerge as your Asian Esports Games champion.
The win from the side of Indonesia was so strong, it froze the feed altogether. Congratulations over to Indonesia. They have showed us one heck of a performance. They are